What is going on, everyone? My name's Boit, and I'm back with some more Age of Mythology. The Titans action spawning in the blue color, playing as Kronos. His name is Kenzi. Spawning in the red color the top corner in the red color, playing as also Kronos. His name is Batuhann. Batuhann the Great, Batuhann the Mighty. Kenzi the also great, because they have both won a game in this best of 3 series. The winner of this one gets to go on to the finals of this double elimination group stage. And the loser has to then go to the losers final, the losers bracket. So that's a thing. So we'll see how things are going to go. Last map, Mediterranean, everyone's favorite thing in the world. Wonderful. We'll see how it's all going to go. An immediate deconstruction there onto the dock by Batuhann, causing a little bit of chaos early here to Kenzi. He's not going to be able to chop down that wood that he's oh so very much going to need to make sure that this mana comes out. He doesn't have a mana up right. This is actually going to be really bad. He should have the citizen move over onto this wood line over here. Meanwhile, Batuhann is completely fine here. We're going to be seeing the house is already up. The dock being deconstructed now might not be the best of ideas. And that's going to be the thing that we have to wait and see if it's going to matter or not. There's the mana up. One fishing ship currently out for Batuhann is a really difficult position. We see the dock immediately being dropped back down by Batuhann, as that's not going to be that much of a problem here. The fishing ships, both plenty of food left, so no delay there. The only difference here is that Batuhann's got a lot more resources. We take a quick look at the resource differential. Looks like Kenzi's actually got a little bit more wood than Batuhann somehow. Not sure why that is, but it is. So now the temple is going to be coming down, more fishing ship coming out. The question, I mean, not really. I think it's quite obvious that both players are going to need to go through, for about a 4:30 advance time, not the 4-minute advance time. And whenever you're playing these situations, these mirror matchups, playing defensive is actually the best way to go. You don't have a power spike over your opponent. There's nothing really to be done. Excuse me. There's nothing really to be done in that situation. So we're going to be seeing Kenzi struggling here to get the food income to advance, whereas Batuhann, jeepers, got the sneezes. Whereas Batuhann is already advanced. He's actually going for the 4-minute advance here. So a big advantage where that's concerned, as Kenzi is also going for the 4-minute advance time, but it's like 20 seconds slow. So we'll see how that's all going to go, as Batuhann going to be very happy to throw down another dock. He's got himself 4 fishing ships. Oftentimes, it's really good to get yourself the extra 2 fishing ships out here while you're advancing, so that you can make sure you got 6, so you can support the villager production. So we'll see how that's all going to go, if he does decide to do that or not. It looks like he is, but those fishing ships are going to come out pretty fast. Now all you need to do is get yourself the mana and everything else beyond all of that. And there he goes with said mana. Maybe bringing this villager back onto gold is an idea as well, to get the spam happening. As we do see the oracles coming in onto this position. Like I said, defender's advantage on Mediterranean is a very real thing. As the oracle is going to come in, you get the hero citizen, you get the hero oracles here as well. Going to push these oracles back, and a huge advantage right now for Kenzi. And not only that, Kenzi's actually got himself focus here. So these oracles are speedy, they do more damage, and all the other good stuff. But now Batuhann going to be moving in with his Bareems, as Kenzi is currently housed. A big mistake here from Kenzi, throwing that one down, as the Bareem's going to be moving in onto this position. The Promethean coming through as well. Immediately, we're going to be seeing that micro coming in from both players, trying to micro around here, as the Kenzi dock's going to be enough to make this an even fight. Nice micro there from Kenzi as well. As now we've got 4 Bareems, and Batuhann has to pull back here just a little bit. Now we've got 5 Bareem through for Batuhann and 6 for Kenzi. A little bit of an advantage for Kenzi, actually. 49 population for Kenzi, but he's going to be getting pushed back yet again. Like I said, playing defensive here is really good because every time you retreat, all that extra DPS comes through. So you have to be really careful with how aggressive you play here in these fights. As now Batuhann just simply retreats back. Just going to have a couple of these units just hanging out. And that's the life here. As now the boats moving in to greet each other. A little bit of an advantage here in this fight from Batuhann. Gets the first little bit of DPS. The first blood actually coming through there for Batuhann as one ship falls there, as Kenzi is trading nicely here. As the ship's doing great damage to each other. More micro coming through here, but honestly, the micro is not that important. You just want to make sure all of your ships are fighting. If your opponent is spending time pulling ships back, that's a ship that's not doing DPS. I mean, if you can pull one, that's obviously great, but you want to make sure everything is actually doing damage. As now we've got ourselves still roughly equal everything here. Slight villager advantage, it looks like, for Batuhann in this game with 10 out right now, while Kenzi's just at 9. There's now the Bareems moving forward, getting pushed back. Nothing more to happen here, as we do see a cheeky deconstruction coming in by Batuhann. He's going to try and put pressure on while this is all going on. See if he's going to be able to find an advantage here. He does get the extra Bareem production, as now the Bareem's gone for a run around here, taking a lot of DPS, not returning that DPS at all, as we see a dock getting taken out, but there is already 3 docks up for Batuhann. The mind games coming in clutch here. He gets the 2 docks down to 1, whereas Kenzi taking 3 docks down to 2 is nowhere near as good. As a fishing ship snipe there comes in, going to continue to try and take those out. We see the Bareems retreating back yet again, and while Batuhann's got just a little bit of an advantage here, he's still kind of okay. It's still only a little bit behind, as those Bareems come out very, very fast. And Batuhann retreating back just a little bit here. As the game continues, we see these units just hanging out on the shore. See if Kenzi's going to notice that and take those out with his Bareem or not, as Batuhann still trying to push a little bit of a misclick there from Batuhann. Can't be doing that. Definitely have to make sure your units are attacking, but he's still able to win these fights quite nicely. If we take a quick look at the boat differential, 18 to 16. What is it? Production, no units. 21 Bareem for Batuhann to 14 for Kenzi. So a huge advantage for Batuhann here, as he is pushing in hard, as the Promethean oracles coming in onto this position to take down this these docks here. Maybe a little bit too early, but he will be able to start getting this all dealt with, as it looks like the population differential is heavily in the favor of Batuhann here, as Kenzi pushes back. He sees those oracles, gets a little bit of damage done, picks off one of those. And now Batuhann wins the water quite decisively. Is he looking to grab this town center or not is the big question. He's still producing Bareem, maybe overproducing them here. Oftentimes when you get an advantage on water, a significant advantage, it's best to just cut the Bareem and then get the town center. And that's exactly what we're going to be seeing. Already we've got Kenzi throwing up his own second town center, as the units hanging out over on that position, as these docks will get taken down fairly fast, especially with the help of the Oracle heroes and the Promethean. As you definitely need to start thinking about fishing ship creation here. Get yourself up to 12, 15 fishing ship or something like that with Salt Amphora and Persine. See villagers moving up, going to look to grab this town center, it seems, for Kenz, as the final dock going to fall fairly soon. Still, oh, there's the fishing ship coming out, as well as the Persine. That's nice to see that one. Another dock going to come down over here. You can throw docks down on the side as well if you want. Not a bad idea, as over here we do see Kenzi moving in. We'll actually spot the town center coming up, and he's going to be able to deny this one for the time being, which is actually gigantic for Kenzi. Yeah, just a little bit of denial over here. We're also seeing a little bit coming through from Batuhann, but it's just not going to be enough as the town center does come up. This one's on the way. The military barracks coming down. Could be an idea to just time shift forward here as the military barracks coming through for Batuhann. He's going to attempt to defend this. He's got a couple of them. Not a lot of resources in the bank, though, as the town center ends up being denied. Batuhann has to move down to the bottom side of the map. Now, you do have to remember that if Batuhann continues to build fishing ships up to like that kind of 15 fishing ship mark, he's currently at 11. He's still going to be fine even if he's 2 to 3 town centers behind. Or 1 to 2 town centers behind. So we'll see how Kenzi's going to do this. He's getting Citizen already out of one. Another one's going to come out. Kenzi will need, if he wants to be making Mermilla, will need about 8 villages or 9 villages on food in order to support 3 town centers and a military academy worth of production here. So we'll see how that's going to go as Batuhann just hanging out on this position. A handful of units are already over here. 3 villages trying to get the town center up. As this temple is just a little bit out of position, going to be pulling it back, but the oracle's all going to get taken down by the town center here. Meanwhile, units coming through for Kenzi. He wants to put a stop to this town center going up. Is it worth it to just sacrifice the Promethean onto those citizen to get good damage done while those Mermilla heroes get some well-deserved damage done? Meanwhile, we see a little bit of a raid onto this position, but Batuhann too quick, too smart, too fast. We pull back there, no problems, as it seems like Batuhann has managed to defend this area. But Kenzi now, both players got pretty similar villages, even though Kenzi's got the 3rd town center, but he might be able to catch up and overtake sometime soon as the village is trying to mine the gold over here. No mana getting moved onto that position there as this Mermilla hero going after the citizen, but might not be able to get it as the villagers will see these deer as a very worthwhile investment. Meanwhile, raids coming in onto this gold mine over here as more units coming in here. The term are going to fall there as well as the pressure is mounting. These Bareem's going to be helping from the shore. Not quite close enough. 12 range. Not quite enough. As now it seems like both players with 3 town centers. We do have the fishing ships through for Batuhann, but that's about it. That's the advantage that he has, is just those fishing ships. So we'll see how it's going to work. Obviously, Kenzi's now starting to pick up that citizen advantage, but it doesn't quite make up for the fishing ship disadvantage here. As it looks like all of this pressure that Kenzi is kind of put on has been denied, as you see Kenzi moving forward with the villager to put the walls up. That's fine. You can put the military barracks there, but you do have to remember that the cool thing about Kronos is side builds. Imagine putting a barracks up over here by time shifting it, for example, and then being able to hit this gold mine over and over again with that barracks. Just as an example. But the wall's coming up on this side here for Kenzi. Going to slow down Batuhann even more here in this game, as the temple getting denied on this location with the Promethean going to go down as well. As one citizen does fall, the citizen have found a fairly safe location over here with the archer ships to defend. Batuhann might want to think about deleting some of these to make some more human units, but he's able to get some very, very nice trades thus far, as also the Promethean offspring over here will be meeting their demise, and there is some deleting action happening as Batuhann is looking to go to the next age. He's cut the villages just a little bit here from that main town center, and he will be clicking up through Hyperion. No real surprise there. I don't think you can go the other god in the mirror matchup just because there's not really anything to trader that's that good. Maybe Gigantes or something, but I don't think you're going to see that most of the time. But Kenzi retreating back. And how far would Kenzi be from advancing? He's already advancing. As if we take a quick look at what everyone's getting, we've got 45%-ish for Batuhann, 50% to 57%. So a significant advantage for Kenzi here. As the farms all coming down. We see a little bit of a cheeky wall coming up. Batuhann getting his towers up on this position to grab this gold mine as best as he can, as this villager is going to get attempted to get shanked to death here. As Mamilla now coming through here onto this position as the sentry tower shooting up. Watchtowers will be through, and this gold mine should be okay here for the time being. As the village is going to be gathering into that tower there. And Kenzi defending nicely. Take another look at the resources. Batuhann with plenty. Is he going to go straight to the Mythic gauge here? Do we see a market anywhere? Don't really see the market. As these Barim going to come over here and defend this position fairly easily as the pressure is still mounting over here. Kenzi, a little bit short on population. Needs to drop that house again. I think he lost it somewhere maybe. But the fighting over here is completely fine for Kenzi. He's going to be holding nicely. Even starting to get some medium Arcus out to help out with the defense and potentially the offense here. Now, if we take a quick look, it looks like the town centers are all out of range from the shore. You can barely see the shore here. So very far away. Very far away. Looks like no siege ship shenanigans in this game here. Now Kenzi moving around. We've got the Promethean over here, the Terma coming through to kind of defend. Still Batuhann has a slight advantage, but it's not really enough to convert into a victory, I wouldn't say. I would say that Kenzi just needs to make a couple more good plays here, and he's going to be well on his way to being able to win this game. We are seeing some Contarius coming through, though, for Batuhann. Now, these have already got their medium Contarius, but you do have to research that, but it's super cheap. It's only 150 resources total, so we do see a bit of a chaos being dropped over here. Seeing the Sades here, dropping that one to hit that. Always a nice usage there as a pallet's going to get dropped. Remember, Kronos, unlike Oranos and Gaia, gets a bit of an advantage with the siege units, and that does include the destroyers, in that it makes them cheaper as they do not cost 70 food, 60 gold. I believe it's like 10% off or something like that. So you're looking at like 63 and like 54 or something resources. So now the cavalry cleaning up these units fairly nicely. A little bit of a cheeky raid here from Batuhann, as we do see that Batuhann has managed to make it to the Mythic Age through Helios as a bit of a cheeky Implode gets cast. Surely you just cast Vortex. You don't take any damage. Or not. Well, Vortex gets used. Barely any damage gets suffered anyways. As we see a bit of a chaos getting dropped over here onto that Argus. That's going to be a big deal. And now, how do you really deal with these Vortex that are about to come? Now, I did hear that there are a couple of cheeky shenanigans that you can actually do with Kronos. Unfortunately, in the Kronos mirror, some of them aren't that useful. So, one cheeky shenanigans you can do is if your opponent is Egyptian or your opponent is Greek and they build either a Heliopolis or a siege tower, you can trader that siege tower and then put villagers into the siege tower, and you can make your vortex akin to a shifting sands and have villagers spawn wherever you want on the map because they would move with said siege tower. As we do see a cheeky vortex onto this position, hitting the villagers. There are 3 Hecagigantes over here. Going to be going very, very hard onto this position. Unfortunately, the Hecagigantes just kind of saved those villagers that were very much caught out, but they will be attempting to retreat backwards maybe, as the town center will indeed fall. The villagers here for Batuhann should be thinking about moving in and grabbing this location for themselves. Meanwhile, Kenzi does not have the siege to really push through this location, as he's got to be kicking himself for picking the god that he's picked, as these villagers getting pushed off this gold, and that's going to hurt for Kenzi. He does have 700 gold in the bank right now, but that's just not going to cut it here. While this is still going on, we do see Kenzi with some cheeky fire siphon raids going after the fishing ship, as the actual Barim here is going to get even more damage done, as these Hecagigantes going straight after the home town center. One thing you can do here is kind of grab one of your palace and just time shift it onto this town center as well, or settlement, I should say, as the home town center is going to be getting taken out, as well as all of these citizens that were running along that shore seemingly have lost their lives here. Meanwhile, in this position over here, the Hekiganti sitting nice and defensively as the unit's retreating back for Kenzi, but we'll see how it's going to go. The palace is down. There's no other palace here, but you could just time shift towers down to start with here if you really want. As the Hekiganti now going to make their way onto the other town center, as Kenzi might be chopping down to zero town centers here, as these Hekiganti do so much damage. 30 crush is no joke. 30 crush per second times 2, because they've got 2 arms. They do double the damage. Absolutely huge. Plus the 25 times 2 damage. It's absolutely insane. Meanwhile, these archer ships mostly getting taken out as they're trying to defend here. See this town center attempting to get rebuilt, going to get disallowed as a citizen over here getting this one up. Still no attempt here from Batuhann to move forward and stop this town center from going up, but he's now forced Kenzi down to 100 of 100 HP. As more citizens are going to be getting taken out as they're attempting to retreat away from this location here. But right now, Batuhann's technologies, they're okay. He's got himself heavy Contarius. Getting himself to champion Contarius would be a real big helper to deal with those archer units in the back. So we'll see how it's going to go as the Contarius move forward over here. The BALLZ are going to be going after these Fanatics and the Murmillo to boot as well here. As the citizen can be getting released from their cage there and into the death that is awaiting them. Dead. Now Batuhann finishing up the barracks over there. All the buildings going down, and in that moment, Kenzi does have to tap out. Taking all 3 town centers down is a pretty good thing. And honestly, I would have really liked to see what would have happened here had Kenzi gone through Helios as well. Clearly an incredibly strong god pick in this matchup. Imagine both players killing both town centers at once over here and over here. And both players being down to 0 town centers each, and then kind of all the chaos that would have ensued from that. But anyways, didn't happen, and I feel like Batuhann kind of got lucky in this situation that Atlas was picked, but nonetheless, a dub for Batuhann. He's going to be able to go on to the finals and face Tiger Boss, as Kenzi will have to go into the losers finals and face AC. If you guys enjoyed this game, please consider hitting the follow on the Twitch. If you're on the YouTube, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next game.